In the vast, echoing chamber of the Galactic Council, tension hung thick like a heavy mist. Jet Park stood alone, representing Earth, a planet most alien representatives considered little more than a backwater civilization, barely worth acknowledging. The massive circular room was designed to intimidate. Holographic displays flickered with intricate star maps and diplomatic insignias from dozens of advanced civilizations. Alien diplomats from various star systems watched Park with a mix of boredom and mild contempt, their exotic appendages and scaled skin reflecting the soft blue lighting. Park wore a simple navy blue uniform, crisp and understated. His posture was relaxed but alert, showing no signs of the immense pressure surrounding him. He knew what they thought of humans: primitive, chaotic, technologically immature. They saw Earth as a species not yet ready for true galactic engagement. The Arcturian Chancellor, a towering figure with crystalline skin that shifted colors with each movement, cleared his throat. His translator device hummed softly, converting his complex language into standard galactic communication protocols. The human representative will now present Earth's standard diplomatic overview, he announced, his tone suggesting this would be another forgettable presentation. Park stepped forward, his movements calm and calculated. He carried a small data crystal, seemingly insignificant compared to the advanced holographic technologies surrounding him. The other delegates shifted in their seats, some already preparing to disengage mentally from what they expected to be a mundane report. Reptilian delegates from the Krell Confederation whispered among themselves, while silicon-based life forms from the Omega Quadrant adjusted their sensory receptors with obvious disinterest. What they didn't realize was that this moment would change galactic politics forever. Park inserted the data crystal into the central communication hub. Unlike previous human presentations filled with desperate pleas for recognition or awkward technological demonstrations, this would be different. The room's ambient temperature seemed to drop slightly. Something about Park's demeanor suggested something was fundamentally different about this interaction. Unbeknownst to the Council, Park represented a carefully selected team of Earth's most strategic minds. Years of observation, technological development, and patient preparation had led to this exact moment. The data crystal began projecting information, not through flashy graphics or aggressive displays, but through precise, measured data streams that began subtly revealing humanity's true capabilities. Small details started emerging, advanced computational algorithms that seemed almost impossible. Energy conversion rates that defied current galactic understanding. Technological adaptation speeds that made other civilizations' developments look painfully slow. The alien diplomats' collective attitude began shifting. Whispers replaced dismissive murmurs. Sensory mechanisms that had been half-engaged now focused entirely on the human representative. Park said nothing. He simply stood, allowing the data to speak for itself. The Arcturian Chancellor's crystalline skin began changing colors more rapidly, a biological indication of surprise and growing concern. The Krell representatives leaned forward, their reptilian eyes narrowing with unexpected interest. Something fundamental was happening in this room. The carefully maintained hierarchy of galactic civilizations was about to experience a significant disruption. Humanity, a species most had considered irrelevant, was revealing itself as something entirely unexpected. Park allowed himself the slightest hint of a smile. The first phase of Earth's grand strategy was unfolding exactly as planned. The Galactic Council would never be the same after today. Would you like me to continue with the next part of the story in a similar style? As the data crystal continued its presentation, the room's atmosphere transformed from skepticism to growing unease. Una Kim, Earth's Chief Strategic Technologies Officer, stood silently behind Ja Park, her presence adding another layer of calculated calm to the unfolding scene. The holographic displays began showing complex technological models that seemed to defy conventional galactic understanding. What started as a simple diplomatic presentation was quickly becoming something far more extraordinary. Subtle algorithms danced across the screens, revealing patterns of technological adaptation that made the alien representatives lean forward in genuine surprise. The Krill delegates exchanged quick glances, their reptilian eyes blinking in rapid succession, a sign of deep confusion and emerging respect. Earth's data presentation wasn't aggressive. It was methodical, almost educational. Each slide demonstrated humanity's unique ability to integrate and improve technological concepts at a speed never before witnessed by the Galactic Council. The Arcturian Chancellor's crystalline skin now shifted between deep blues and nervous greens, indicating an internal struggle between diplomatic protocol and growing scientific fascination. His long-held belief about human limitations was crumbling with each passing moment. Small details emerged that spoke volumes. Quantum computing models that suggested humans had solved problems considered impossible by other civilizations. Energy conversion techniques that could potentially revolutionize interstellar travel. Communication protocols that showed an unprecedented level of adaptive intelligence. Park remained absolutely still, letting the data speak for itself. His calm demeanor suggested this was neither a boast nor a threat, but simply a matter-of-fact revelation of capabilities. The silicon-based diplomats from the Omega Quadrant began running complex verification algorithms. Their computational systems worked overtime, cross-referencing the presented data with existing galactic knowledge bases. Something extraordinary was happening. Humanity was revealing itself not as a primitive species, but as a potentially revolutionary technological force. Whispers began spreading across the chamber. Translation devices worked overtime, converting confused murmurs from dozens of alien languages. The underlying tone was no longer dismissive. Now it carried notes of respect, concern, and emerging curiosity. Unikim subtly adjusted a small device on her wrist. To the untrained eye, it seemed insignificant. But for those with advanced sensory capabilities, it represented a complex quantum communication network that could potentially revolutionize interstellar information exchange. The Galactic Council had always maintained a strict hierarchy of technological development. Civilizations were categorized, limited, and sometimes deliberately held back to maintain a delicate balance of power. What humanity was presenting challenged every single one of those established norms. Park's strategy was brilliantly simple. Don't claim superiority. Don't make threats. Just reveal capabilities and let the information speak for itself. The data continued flowing. Each slide, each algorithm, each technological model was a quiet revolution. Humanity wasn't asking for permission or recognition. They were simply showing what was possible. Some delegates began to realize that everything they knew about human potential was fundamentally wrong. This wasn't a species to be overlooked or marginalized. This was a civilization on the verge of a massive technological breakthrough. The Arcturian Chancellor's translator device struggled to capture the nuanced reactions spreading through the chamber. Confusion, respect, fear, and emerging admiration mixed into a complex emotional landscape. As the presentation reached its midpoint, one thing became crystal clear. Earth was no longer a footnote in galactic history. They were about to become a major chapter. Park allowed himself the slightest smile. Phase 2 of humanity's grand introduction was proceeding perfectly. The Galactic Council would never be the same after this moment. Would you like me to continue with the next part of the story in a similar style, Sun Li stepped forward, breaking the tense silence that had settled over the Galactic Council chamber. His movement was deliberate, calculated, each step carrying the weight of a carefully prepared revelation that would change everything. In his hand, he held what appeared to be a simple data module. But to the trained eyes of the alien diplomats, something felt different about this moment. The holographic displays began to shift, revealing complex technological schematics that defied current understanding. Nanotechnological defense systems materialized before their eyes. Intricate networks of microscopic machines capable of reconfiguring entire planetary shields in milliseconds. The Krell delegates leaned forward, their reptilian scales reflecting the soft blue light of the chamber. Their communication devices worked overtime, attempting to process the unprecedented technological demonstration. What humanity was showing wasn't just an advancement. It was a complete reimagining of defensive technology. The nanosystems could adapt, learn, and transform faster than any known technological framework in the galaxy. They could detect potential threats, analyze them, and create custom defensive responses before most civilizations could even recognize an incoming attack. The Arcturian Chancellor's crystalline skin began to pulse with rapid color changes, a biological indicator of extreme surprise and growing concern. His long-held beliefs about human technological capabilities were crumbling in real time. Sun Li remained calm. Each demonstration was calculated, precise, showing not aggression, but potential. Humanity wasn't threatening. They were simply revealing what was possible. The defense systems weren't just adaptive. They were intelligent. Complex quantum algorithms allowed these nanomachines to make split-second decisions, creating defensive networks that could protect entire planetary systems with unprecedented efficiency. Alien representatives from 12 different star systems watched in growing silence. What started as a routine diplomatic meeting was transforming into something entirely unexpected. The silicon-based diplomats from the Omega Quadrant ran intense computational analyses. Their advanced systems worked frantically, attempting to understand the technological breakthrough presented before them. Humanity had done more than just develop a new technology. They had reimagined the entire concept of planetary defense. Small details emerged that made the revelation even more stunning. These nanotechnological systems could reconstruct themselves, learn from potential breach attempts, and create entirely new defensive protocols in fractions of a second. No civilization in the known galaxy had ever demonstrated such a comprehensive technological breakthrough. The communication channels between different alien delegations began to buzz with quiet, intense discussions. Translation devices worked overtime, converting complex emotional responses from dozens of exotic languages. Sun Li knew exactly what was happening. Each carefully prepared demonstration was designed to do more than impress. It was designed to fundamentally reshape the galactic understanding of human potential. The Krell representatives exchanged quick, nervous glances. Their advanced intelligence networks were struggling to process the implications of what they were witnessing. Planetary defense was about to be revolutionized, and humanity was leading the charge. The holographic displays continued their silent demonstration. Each algorithm, each nanotechnological model was a quiet challenge to established galactic technological hierarchies. Jupark and Unikim stood silently, allowing the technology to speak for itself. No dramatic speeches, no aggressive posturing, just pure, unadulterated technological potential. The Arcturian Chancellor's translator device struggled to capture the nuanced reactions spreading through the chamber. Confusion, respect, and emerging fear mixed into a complex emotional landscape. As the demonstration reached its conclusion, one thing became absolutely clear. Earth was no longer a civilization to be overlooked or marginalized. They were about to become a major technological force in the galaxy. Sun Li's final gesture was simple. He deactivated the holographic display, allowing the impact of the demonstration to settle over the stunned Galactic Council. The room remained silent, but it was a different kind of silence now, charged with potential, respect, and a growing understanding that everything was about to change. The holographic projection erupted into life, filling the Galactic Council chamber with a stunning three-dimensional representation of Earth's military capabilities. No dramatic speeches, no aggressive posturing, just pure, unfiltered technological potential. J. Park stepped aside, allowing the demonstration to speak for itself. The alien delegates watched, their various sensory organs focused with unprecedented intensity. The first display showed stealth technologies that defied current galactic understanding. Entire battleship fleets simply vanished from advanced scanning systems, reappearing only when they chose to be detected. The Krell representatives leaned forward, their reptilian scales shifting with a mixture of fear and fascination. Quantum communication networks materialized next. Intricate webs of information transfer that were completely impenetrable by any known intercepting technology. Messages could travel across entire star systems instantaneously, encrypted in ways that made current galactic communication look like primitive smoke signals. Adaptive AI defense protocols became the next focus. The holographic representation showed how Earth's military systems could analyze potential threats in microseconds, creating custom defensive and offensive strategies faster than any living intelligence could comprehend. The Arcturian Chancellor's crystalline skin began to pulse rapidly, a biological indicator of extreme stress and growing concern. His translator device struggled to capture the nuanced reactions spreading through the chamber. Weapon systems demonstrated capabilities that seemed almost magical. Plasma-based technologies that could reshape battlefield environments. Gravitational manipulation devices that could disable entire enemy fleets without firing a single shot. Energy projection systems that could neutralize threats across multiple dimensional planes. What made the demonstration truly terrifying was its simplicity. No dramatic flourishes, no aggressive displays. Just a calm, methodical reveal of capabilities that fundamentally challenged everything the Galactic Council understood about military technology. The silicon-based diplomats from the Omega Quadrant ran intense computational analyses. Their advanced systems worked frantically, attempting to process the unprecedented technological demonstration. Sun Li stood quietly, his posture relaxed but alert. Each moment of the presentation was carefully calculated, designed to show potential, not aggression. Humanity wasn't threatening. They were simply revealing what was possible. Orbital defense systems came next. Planetary shields that could adapt and reconfigure faster than any known attack could penetrate. Defensive networks that could identify and neutralize threats before they even entered a star system's outer boundaries. The Krell delegates exchanged nervous glances. Their communication devices worked overtime, attempting to translate the growing sense of concern spreading through their delegation. Drone technologies showed another level of capability. Autonomous units that could operate with a level of strategic intelligence that blurred the line between machine and living intelligence. These weren't just weapons. They were thinking, adapting combat systems. The room's temperature seemed to drop. What started as a routine diplomatic meeting had transformed into something far more significant. The established galactic power structures were about to be fundamentally challenged. Propulsion technologies revealed capabilities that made current interstellar travel look primitive. faster-than-light systems that could traverse entire star clusters in moments, navigation technologies that could predict and avoid potential threats with unprecedented accuracy. Unikim subtly adjusted a device on her wrist, a quantum communication network that represented technologies far beyond what any other civilization had developed. As the demonstration reached its conclusion, the message was clear. Humanity wasn't asking for permission or recognition. They were simply showing what was possible. The Galactic Council chamber remained silent, but it was a different kind of silence now, charged with potential, respect, and a growing understanding that everything was about to change. Earth had arrived, not as a supplicant, but as a potential master of galactic military technology. The silence in the Galactic Council chamber felt heavy, electric with unspoken tension. Park stepped forward, his movements deliberate and calm, representing something far more significant than just a diplomatic delegation. "We come in peace," he began, his voice clear and steady, "but we will not be marginalized." Those simple words carried a weight that shifted the entire dynamic of galactic politics. Every alien representative understood the profound message behind them. Humanity was no longer requesting a seat at the table. They were demanding recognition. The Arcturian Chancellor's crystalline skin flickered through multiple colors, revealing an internal struggle between diplomatic protocol and emerging respect. His long-held beliefs about human potential were completely shattered. Behind Park, Una, Kim, and Sun Li stood as silent witnesses to this historic moment. Their presence alone communicated volumes about Earth's newfound confidence. They weren't supplicants. They were equals, potentially superior. The Krell delegates, known for their aggressive diplomatic postures, found themselves unusually quiet. Their advanced scanning technologies had confirmed every technological demonstration. Humanity's capabilities were not just impressive, they were revolutionary. Quantum communication networks hummed silently, transmitting the moment's significance across multiple star systems. What was happening in this chamber would reshape galactic understanding forever. Park's presentation wasn't about conquest. It was about establishing a new paradigm of interstellar relationship. Humanity was showing that they could be a powerful ally or a formidable opponent. The choice belonged to other civilizations. The silicon-based diplomats from the Omega Quadrant ran complex computational analyses. Their systems worked overtime, trying to process the implications of humanity's technological breakthrough. No dramatic speeches were needed. The previous demonstrations had spoken louder than any words could. Earth had revealed its true potential, not through aggression, but through calm, methodical technological superiority. Subtle diplomatic signals began spreading. Communication channels between different alien delegations buzzed with intense discussions. Translation devices worked frantically, converting complex emotional responses from dozens of exotic languages. The established galactic power structures were about to be fundamentally challenged. Humanity wasn't asking to join the existing system. They were proposing an entirely new framework of interstellar cooperation. Sun Li's earlier technological demonstration had shown that Earth's defensive capabilities could neutralize threats from multiple star systems simultaneously. The message was clear: provocation would be futile. Unikim's quantum communication networks represented technologies that could potentially revolutionize information exchange across the galaxy. What other civilizations considered advanced, humans saw as merely a starting point. The Arcturian Chancellor finally spoke, his translator device capturing the complex mix of respect, concern, and emerging admiration. Humanity has demonstrated capabilities beyond our current understanding. Park's response was simple and direct. We seek peaceful coexistence. but we will define the terms of that coexistence. No civilization in the known galaxy had ever made such a bold statement. The power dynamics were shifting in real time, with humanity emerging as a potential new center of technological and diplomatic influence. The Crow representatives exchanged rapid glances, their reptilian eyes reflecting a mix of fear and emerging respect. Their ancient belief systems were crumbling in the face of this unexpected revelation. As the meeting drew to a close, one thing became absolutely crystal clear. The galaxy would never be the same again. Earth had arrived not as a newcomer, but as a potential leader in technological and diplomatic evolution. J. Park's final gesture was subtle but profound. A slight nod that communicated more than words ever could. Humanity had just rewritten the rules of galactic engagement. The Galactic Council had entered this meeting expecting another mundane diplomatic interaction. They were leaving with the understanding that everything had changed. A new era had begun, and humanity was leading the way.